Mic check. Okay, we've got sound. So I'll start again. Can I amplify this sound? Give me a second. Around settings. I think that's as loud as it's gonna get. All right. Well, I'll do that. I'll play with that another time. So, starting from the beginning, I'm gonna look into a couple news stories today, and then I'm gonna probably play some video games. I'm finding that the longer I talk about news and politics, makes the editing significantly more complicated, the whole cutting it up, whereas doing a video game is pretty easy. We're just going to look at a couple stories before we move over today. And this is something that I actually heard about from TikTok. And it was that the EU is significantly changing its stance on immigration. So we're going to look into that and see what's true about this. Right. Sound there, we got sound there, everything's working.
Hi and welcome to Brussels for Talking Europe with today's debate on the EU's migration and asylum policies. Major changes are in the making with a toughening of rules, more checks on who enters the EU, and a new process to facilitate returns.
So this is 2 months ago, so this isn't even new.
Our guests today are Juan Fernando López Aguilar, former Justice Minister of Spain, member of the group of the Socialists and Democrats, and Christopher Storm from Denmark, member of the European Parliament, also standing with the right-wing ECR group. Welcome to the two of you.
Thank you.
My first question is for you, Mr. Storm. You're relatively new to European politics. You became MEP in 2024. When you joined Parliament, did you have a sense of duty that new immigration rules needed to be implemented? Did you feel that your Danish compatriots were expecting just that?
Yes, and they did, because it's actually one of the key topics for my party, and I think most of the Danes understands the needs of a stronger migration policy in not only in Denmark but in the whole of Europe, because what we can see in many European countries is that the culture is under pressure from this mass migration we have seen for the last...
What do you mean your culture is under pressure?
We can see that things that when I grew up as a kid was normal in school is no longer normal. Like going to church at Christmas together with the school, that having sports together, female and male, boys and girls. And today, some places, mostly there's a lot in cities with a lot of.
I don't really see how immigration affects those. Like, generally, I am supportive of stricter immigration policies. Like, I think Trump's taken it too far. But I generally like his rhetoric when he says things like, "There's zero illegal immigrants coming through the borders," like that. That's good rhetoric. There's no like, you shouldn't just allow unlimited illegals into your country. Like, you shouldn't allow any illegals into your, in my opinion. But so generally tightening immigration is something I usually support.
Migrants, they try to divide boys and girls.
And it seems to be the way most countries are heading. Right? It's just how quickly they're going that way.
So it tries to get rid of the old traditions. We want to take out the pork meat from the canteens, from the school and the kindergartens and so on.
Are you shocked to hear these kinds of words about culture being threatened? Possibly the Western civilization, I think that's what you mean, under threat. Do you think also that migration policies need to change radically in Europe?
I had watched a great clip from Pierre, which is the conservative leader in Canada, on this. And he was explaining how since like 2021, Canada has seen like there was a significant push for immigration, and they let way too many people in. They weren't able to create jobs. They weren't able to expand healthcare. They weren't able to support, like get housing and support the level of immigration they had. And so now they're constricting that significantly. I mean, like, the problem if you can't create the jobs. Like, if your culture can't absorb the people you're bringing in, you're going to have problems.
Yeah, short answer is no. Certainly the EU needs rules. It's needed rules for much too long. And that is why precisely we fought so hard for 10 years in a row, for 2 mandates of the European Parliament, to put in place the actual implementation of a mandate of the Treaty of Lisbon. There should be a common European migration system and a common European asylum system based on rules. The only thing is that those rules are to be implemented. And the deadline for them to be implemented, those 8 regulations in a row, which are the component elements of the Migration and Asylum Pact that we negotiated so hard, are to finally be given the chance to enter into force, actual force, July this year, because it was adopted 1.5 years ago, and it was 2 years for the member states to raise their...
So they have new rules coming in July? I hear that the EU has new laws coming into effect in July around immigration. Can you lay out what these new laws are?
implementation plans to the Commission, and for the Commission to make sure that the member states are fully ready to comply with their obligations according to EU law. But it takes EU law for sure, because migration certainly is divisive. Asylum certainly is divisive. I'm well aware of it. And of course, I do not go along with that negative rhetoric and that negative approach to the migration fact.
Is it a negative approach?
No, it's not a negative approach, it's the fact. It's not something...
Precisely, it's a fact.
Yeah.
It's not a threat. It's not a crisis. Migration has always been there, has always existed. But it takes a European scale of response. The members...
I think this guy is not doing a good job at explaining his stance. This guy is clearly far more experienced in the political realm and the public speaking. Let's see. The EU's main new immigration and asylum rules are part of the Migration and Asylum Pact, adopted in 2024, with full application starting on June 12th, 2026, not July. Okay. Some provisions may have staggered dates or early. There is no major standalone immigration pact launched specifically. Okay, let's see what it is. Border screening and asylum procedures. All irregular arrivals at EU external borders must undergo mandatory screening. So, I mean, that's good. Border procedures, faster asylum processing at or near the border for certain cases, including those with low asylum recognition rates from safe countries. During this time, applicants are generally not allowed to enter the territory. If rejected, individuals move to a return border procedure. Safe countries of origin and safe third countries. A new EU-wide list of safe countries of origin. Bangladesh, Colombia, Egypt, India, Kosovo, Morocco, Tunisia. Asylum claims from nationals of the countries can be fast-tracked. Expanded safe third country concept. Asylum applicants can be declared inadmissible. Okay. Returns and deportation measures. Return regulation. Stronger focus on increasing actual return rates for those without legal rights to stay. Like, I'm pretty sure Canada also has a pretty big issue with this, where we let people in with visas to stay for like a period of time, and when those visas expire, they don't leave, and there's no follow up to actually ensure that they leave the country when they no longer have the legal right to be here. Return hubs. I'm gonna ask about that next. Return hubs. This is what the whole thing was about. Offshore detention says processing centers. Member states can negotiate bilateral or coalition deals to build or use facilities in third countries, in Africa or elsewhere, for holding and returning rejected migrants. It draws from models like Italy's arrangement in Albania to externalize parts of the process. Longer maximum detention periods for those waiting returns. European return orders. Mutual recognition and return decisions across the EU. Tougher entry bans. Sanctions for non-cooperation. Some elements of the return regulation. Okay. Let's just ask it. Are these regulations likely to reduce the amount of illegal or legal immigration? Let's see what it says there. New Migration and Asylum Act and the related return regulations are explicitly designed to reduce illegal migration, irregular or illegal migration, through faster screening, border procedures, expanded safe country concept, quicker returns, and offshoring return hub. So it's designed to reduce illegal migration. It also includes measures to improve legal migration pathways for skilled workers and talents. However, their likely effectiveness is debatable among experts. Governments and analysts. Here's a balanced breakdown based on the assessments of. I mean, we don't want to go into that. I just wanted to know. Is there a summary? Here we go. In summary, the regulations are more likely to contribute to a continued modest decline or stabilization of irregular immigrants, building on 2025 trend, than a dramatic reduction, while potentially facilitating more targeted legal skilled migrants. Long-term success hinges on execution, turns, cooperation, and complementary legal pathways. Outcomes could vary by route and nationality. For the latest data, okay. So it's designed to reduce illegal immigration. I hear Canada has an issue with people that overstay their visas and then stay in the country illegally. Can you explain more about this? Stay there. What was the? There's something else I wanted to put in here. I also hear that the courts don't actively go after these people. Is that true? We'll let it think.
States have not disappeared, but it takes a common European
But there's
response to make sense.
But so there's a big difference between the migration. You said it has always existed. Yes, it's true. People have migrated from neighbor countries to neighbor countries. But what we have been seeing for the last 20 years is that people are migrating from Africa and the Middle East to Europe with a totally different culture that we have here in Europe. And that put our culture under a totally different pressure than we used to when we talk about migration. And that's the reason that we have so many problems with migration and with migration seekers in Europe today. It's because they came to Europe with a totally different approach to how to live your life, a totally different culture, a totally different religion than we used to have here in Europe. And that makes a lot of clashes. It's not just something I said. You can see it everywhere. You can see it in Spain. You can see it in Denmark. You can see it here in Brussels. We have problems between the original people in the country and the migrants everywhere in Europe. And we have very different migration politics. In Spain, you have a very socialist government and a socialist approach to migration policies and but in Denmark, for example, we have a totally different migration policies. And we have been having that for...
Like, in my opinion, countries should be free to set their migration policies. Like, I don't think you should be able to like prevent people from leaving your country, but the country should have full control on who they allow into their country. Because you see in a lot of places, like notably Japan, which has significantly more strict immigration policies. That's fine. That's what they've chosen to do. And then there's other countries like the EU that have had, for a long time, much looser immigration policy. They're free to set it how they want. If they don't think that their policies are serving them, they can change it how they want. That's just the rational take. I personally believe we should have tighter immigration policies here in Canada. Let's see what this was saying. Okay, yes, Canada does have a recognized issue with visa overstays, other temporary status violations, though it's not as straightforward or precisely quantified as it is in some other countries. Overstaying occurs when someone on a temporary resident permit, such as a visitor visa, study permit, worker permit, or extension, remains in Canada beyond their authorized stay without renewing or obtaining new status. This falls under non-compliance, the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, making the person inadmissible and subject to a removal order. Scale of the issue. Canada does not have comprehensive exit tracking for temporary residents. Unlike the US, which has better air-sea data and is building land systems, this means the government relies on assumptions. For example, most people leave within 120 days of expiry rather than confirmed departures. As a result, exact overstay numbers are unknown and debated. And so we don't even know. In 2025, roughly 4.9 million visas and temporary permits were set to expire. This counts documents, not unique people, and includes students, workers, visitors, etc. The Economist, estimate up to 1 million people may be residing on expired visas, many of whom entered legally but didn't leave. Yeah, because we don't have as big of a legal immigration problem, but I mean, if you overstay a visa, you're now an illegal immigrant, right? This contributes to, even if you originally came here legally, this contributes to undercounted population growth. The temporary resident population hovers around 3 million, 41 million, that's a lot of people. But compliance gaps, especially among former international students and workers, create a hidden group living, working, and using services without legal status. we don't have data on how many that is, right? Exact overstay numbers are unknown. This has become a political policy flashpoint, with opposition parties criticizing the lack of clear plan or tracking system. Affects housing pressure, public services, and trust in immigration controls. Government is exploring better digital exit tools, but full implementation is still in development. Enforcement by the Canadian Border Service Agency handles enforcement, not police or courts in proactive sense. Overstaying itself is not a criminal offense unless tied to other violations like unauthorized work or fraud. It's an administrative matter leading to a removal order. Ooh, we get to see recent numbers. So, recent numbers. In 2025, the Canadian Border Service Agency enforced a record 22,576 removals, highest in years. So is like the Canadian Border Service Agency our version of ICE? Enforced a record, 22,000 removals, highest in years, up significantly from prior years. I mean, they're putting in work. That's good. About 94% were for non-compliance. Over 21,000 cases split between non-refugee claimants and refugee claimants. Many of these involved overstaying or status violations. The Canadian Border Service Agency, CBSA, like that doesn't sound as good as ICE. Maybe we need to rethink that acronym. Come up with something more catchy. Also refused entry to over 40,000 admissible people at ports. Enforcement methods, most removals, 73%. About involved confirmed voluntary departures. Others are escorted or administrative. Okay. Canadian Border Service Agency has a tip line for public reports of overstayers or unauthorized workers, plus workplace investigations. Priorities: highest focus on serious cases, criminal, security, organized crime. Here overstays are lower priority but still make up the bulk of removals due to volume. The CBSA has ramped up efforts with new funding, aiming for 20,000 annual. Well, they got that last year. I don't like targets like that. Because like once you solve the problem, it becomes impossible to reach targets. I guess like what other system do we have that would work better? Anyway, let's continue. In practice, CBSA doesn't conduct widespread raids or proactive sweeps for every overstayer. Resources aren't there for that scale. Action often happens when someone is encountered. Example, at a border, airport, workplace raid, or visa tip/intelligence. Many overstayers leave voluntary once a removal order is issued, or they stay undetected until they try to renew something, travel, or interact with authorities. So, like, the fact that we don't have a system for this is bad. Role of the courts: do they actively go after overstayers? This part of what you've heard is largely true. Canadian courts do not proactively pursue or go after visa overstayers. Immigration enforcement is executive/administrative. The CBSA and IRCC issue removal orders. Courts get involved only reactively if the person appeals or seeks review. Limited appeal rights exist for some removal orders. example, to the Immigration Appeal Division for certain families or permanent resident cases. Most overstayers can only apply for judicial review at the federal court. Court doesn't retry facts, it checks if the decision was reasonable or procedurally fair. Criminal court judges. In unrelated case, most must consider immigration consequences when sentencing, which can indirectly lead to deportation for serious crimes. But this doesn't apply to simple overstays. Okay. Critics argue this makes enforcement reactive and incomplete, especially with the tracking gap. Supporters note it prioritizes resource efficiency on high-risk cases while upholding due process. Overall, the issue is real and has grown with the surge in temporary residents in recent years. The government has tightened rules, fewer extensions, more scrutiny, and 2025 saw record enforcement. But the lack of exit data means many overstayers likely remain under the radar. If you're concerned about a specific situation, all right. Well, the fact that there's no exact overstay numbers are unknown and debated. Like, that's something we should figure out. About how many overstayers are there in Canada at this time? Let's see if it can get us a prediction.
For years now, even with the Social Democrats as a prime minister, but we still have the same kind of problems with migrants from the Middle East. So,
Well, actually, first of all, it's not true that now we're seeing a completely new situation. Migration has always existed through continents. There has always been movement of people through continents. Only the more so in globalization, which is the final stage of mankind. But precisely because we're living in the globalization, there is nothing you can prevent from moving people who are under tyranny, oppression, drought, lack of resources, or warfare from certain regions of the world to another regions. Because,
like, I understand that, but at the same time, a country should be able to control its own borders. Like, if there's a tide of migrants because of a drought somewhere or a war somewhere, countries should be able to choose whether or not they accept the migrant. Like, that just, like, that's part of the being a sovereign country. You get to make your rules.
there is a revolution of
And I mean, largely, a lot of places accept migrants like that currently.
transports of communications. But the thing is that precisely because we also Europeans have to go global and we have to stick faithful to our values and most importantly to our legislated law, to EU law, it takes a European scale of response. You're making the point. There are many differences between member states because for much too long we have been subject to a negative dynamic of action, reaction, even panicking and hysteria whenever a certain country has been much under pressure in an external.
One of the things is that when you enter an economic recession or an economic slowdown, people always look for something to blame. Immigration is like the low-hanging fruit. It's the easiest thing to blame for it, which does allow many places to shift narrative about the poor economic situation or growth there to removing illegal immigrants or immigration just in general, because they don't want you talking about the economics.
Border of the European Union, take the case of Spain. I'm a Canarian. In the Canarian, we receive 47,000 by boat on a year basis, precisely because that is a fact. It takes a European scale of response. It takes
And there is a European response.
laws.
We are heading for a new migration and asylum pact, but it does seem that Mr. Storm's and his allies' views are winning over because there is a very strict toughening of rules. Is it a victory for you?
Of course, you can call it a victory because now people of Europe can see what I have been said for years is the truth and is the way to protect Europe. But it's not a victory in the case of this, when we see what had happened to Europe. I would have wished that we have been doing this 20 years ago, so we didn't have to do what we do now. But I really need to put on a comment on what you said before, that people have migrated from different places in the world to other continents before. It's not true. You have never seen a migration that large as we see today between continents. Never before as we have today. Never. The only time that we have seen a mass migration from one continent to another continent before was when the Europeans...
I mean, we are getting to the era of climate change migrants. Climate change is about to start shaking things up and making certain areas of the world pretty much unlivable. And so we are likely to see a flood of refugees, probably, I don't know, 5 years or so, that are just people seeking climate change refuge. Probably going to be a lot. So getting the rules around immigration and illegal immigrants, getting this down now is important.
Migrated to America and see what happens to the Americans.
Even to Africa. To Africa and to Asia.
But just look at America. I think that the narrative Americans, I don't believe that if you go back 400 years ago and they saw the Europeans coming to Europe.
Let's stick just 1 minute.
A footnote. The thing is that we are 27 member states. We have 450 million citizens. One of the richest and most wealthy.
He's talking about the EU, right? 450 million. So the EU as a bloc is the same size as the US was around 450, right? Okay.
Fair areas in the world. Are you seriously saying that we should panic because some, let's say, some 500,000 migrants a year knock on our doors? We shouldn't panic.
What happens when it's significantly more than 500,000? What happens when a war destabilizes a region or climate change creates an entire region of the world that people can't live in and you have millions coming? Like, these are questions that we need to find the answers for before this happens.
We can handle it as long as we go together, as long as we share the responsibility, as long as there are solidarity tools, and as long as we are bound by law.
Let's talk about one concrete measure, or one of the big changes in the making with these return hubs outside the EU. In December, there was an agreement for EU member states to be able to strike bilateral agreements with countries outside of the EU. We're talking Albania, maybe Rwanda, or Uganda. What do you think of this situation? I'm going to get your views, but first I'd like to hear from a French NGO, La CIMAD, talking about these detention centres outside the EU. Take a listen.
We don't know how long people could be detained in these administrative detention centres abroad. We don't know the conditions under which they will be held. We know very
Probably very poor conditions.
well that conditions in detention centres in France and Europe are deteriorating, and there would be even less oversight because these centres will be located in non-EU countries that often don't have the same standards in terms of fundamental rights.
Your views?
Like, So I don't know the full context, but when you look at something like the US, they have very much created a reputation now where illegal immigrants are not accepted. They will round you up and they will take you out of the country. I think that that reputation alone will have it so that illegal immigrants don't go there. I mean, if they're not going to be successful, why would they go there? They'll go somewhere else. So having at least that reputation it's hard because I'd almost say the US has gone too far in a lot of its. I enjoy like I said this earlier, the whole no illegals coming in, strict border policy. But the whole like sending ICE into towns thing, that's rough. I don't know if I'd support going that far. Like administratively, and sometimes you do have to do what they're doing down there. I just don't think you have to do it at that scale. Right, let's hear what they say about
On
it.
what we've just heard?
Of course, I do agree. Of course, we socialists, we are against those detention camps, and we have stated it clearly. For one thing, it begins externalizing our responsibilities and our duties. Second, it's not clear how do you get a third country to set up a detention center so that they keep migrants aiming to Europe out of our sight, certainly because you pay them.
Yeah, like that's hard. Setting up detention centers in third countries who have no oversight in, or limited oversight, I imagine. They don't have no oversight. I mean, there's going to be a lot of hard questions. The immigration department in the next couple of years.
Maybe because you bribe their governments. Is that a legitimate tool? Is that a right way forward? And then, of course, there is no reassurance that fundamental rights, human rights, and international law is to be respected by paying someone to keep people out of our sight.
But it's our responsibility to make sure that the rights that they live up to the human rights on this census. And I believe
So these return hubs?
Like, I believe a nation has a responsibility to its people. I don't believe it has a responsibility to the people not part of that nation. Like, it's all good to like help out and have like programs, aid programs like that, but the core responsibility of a government is to its nation, and it, in my view, like the rights of other people trying to come to your country, that's not your responsibility. Responsibility as a government is to your.
in
Or
the
a good
return
idea
stuff.
for
And,
you.
and I believe that the European Union is capable to make good agreements with these countries that, of course, they will live up to the human rights. So it doesn't concern me at all. But I think it's a very great idea because, first of all, it makes it more safe for the migrants. So they don't have to go all the way through the desert of Morocco, for example, to come to the Mediterranean and take this very dangerous journey.
So they don't have to take the journey, and then you have to send them back. Find out if they'll be accepted in the country of origin.
Over the sea. Every second hour, one person dies in the Mediterranean for the last 10 years. Every second hour, a person dies because of the migration policy that you support. I don't want us to continue that in Europe. I think it should be much more humane to say, no, let's stop it now. Let's keep people alive and have the migration hubs in Africa.
One
There is a
final
point
word
I would
on
like
that.
to make clear. First, as to people dying in the attempt of setting foot on our shores. Of course, it takes a lot of coordination in search and rescue operations at the European scale, and that is also a consistent demand of this European Parliament. But second, it is absolutely obvious that if people are willing to risk their lives, it's because they have no alternative way to make it to Europe, and they are willing to die in the attempt. That is a strong message. So it takes legal pathways, so they're having an opportunity not to abandon themselves into organized crime. And
just because they really want to come doesn't mean you allow them to come. Okay? Like, as I said, government responsibility is primarily to its people, citizens of that country. And it should act in the best faith of the citizens of that country.
the third point is that, just to make it clear, the retention centers are not for people on the move, not to make an entry into Europe. No, it's once they make it into Europe, you transfer to a retention center by paying someone abroad so that you keep them out of our sight. Is that a tool? I don't think so.
Juan Fernando Lopez Aguilar and Christopher Storm, thank you very much for taking part in this debate.
So it does seem like they're making the regulations in order to enter the EU like a little stricter, and that illegally immigrating to Europe will be harder. From what I understand, once you're in the European Union, it's kind of like being in the United States, where you can move around a lot more freely. And so that's why the EU has to set these rules as a block rather than having specific member states. I think there are things member states can do, because I know Poland, for example, has much stricter regulations on immigration. But it's a lot harder to enforce those, because once you've got into the EU in like France or something, you can kind of just cross borders. It would be the similar as like a specific state having harder immigration laws than others. I mean, you do see across the state. Well, I wonder if they're going to keep moving in that direction. I think they probably should. My general opinion is the only acceptable level of illegal immigration is 0. And then legal immigration, I mean, that's up for the House of Commons to decide, right? Here, at least. Let's see. How many immigrants come to Canada each year over the past 5 years? And can you break down where the immigrants come from? Canada each year over the past 5 years. Let's have a look. Maybe I should have gone further back than 5 years, because I know Trudeau generally had far higher immigration targets than the conservative government before him. But clarifying immigration term. Oh, let's give it a minute. I'll check the audios. Okay. Confirmed. Okay. Top source countries. Top 10 source. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, that's going to take a little bit, isn't it? What was I gonna look up next? Around immigration, that's what we're doing. Oh, I wanted to look at the U.S. Supreme Court was looking at a case on birthright citizenship recently. Want to know what happened. Okay, here we go. Canada tracks immigrants primarily as new permanent residents admitted each year under its annual immigration levels plan. These figures come from official Immigration, Refugees, and Citizens Canada data. Temporary residents, students working are tracked separately and are not included here. The whole temporary residents and people overstaying are not included in this data. Okay. Here are the actual PR admissions for the past 5 full years. 2021, somewhere between 405 and 406,000. 2022, 437,000. 2023, 471,000. 2024, 483,000. 2025, 393,000. So they have started to bring the number down. That's almost 500,000. It's 500,000 in a country with 41 million people. That's a huge amount of immigration. Now, Pierre did say that these were high numbers over the past 5 years, but they seem really high. We have not been building that many houses, that's for sure. I guess that's part of the housing strain. Okay, breakdown by country / region of citizenship. Okay, exact year by year totals by every country published in one simple table. Dominant source, India has been the #1 for years and accounts for a massive share. I mean, that makes sense. Many people in India speak English. Being able to speak English is probably the most important thing to being able to integrate. Don't speak English or French. Mostly. In 2024 alone, India contributed 125,000. Whoa. Top countries in 2024. Economic immigrants. Largest category, India, Philippines, Cameroon. I couldn't even point Cameroon out on a map. Why there? Like, there's a lot of countries in Africa. Why this specific country? Like, more immigrants came from Cameroon than China. Nigeria, family reunification, India, Philippines, China, US. Refugees, Eritrea, Afghanistan, Syria. So Economic immigrants are by far the largest category. Family reunification, well, I mean, you come here as an economic immigrant, and then you bring your family. Refugee/projected persons. Overall trend across Asia, especially India, Philippines, China, remain the primary region. Africa has grown sharply. Traditional European sources have declined relatively. Yeah, I think these numbers have become pretty high, and it showed that coming down. What's the expected level of immigration for 2026 in Canada? Let's see. Because I think I was hearing that they were still bringing these numbers down further. But we're going to see. Canada's new target, so pretty much the same as last year. Slight decrease. I mean, how strained our housing market is. This still seems like a lot of people to be bringing in. I mean, I'd personally vote for lower targets. Skilled workers. All right, well, I'm going to move on. I'm sure with how much immigration is in the news, we'll talk about this plenty more. When am I switching over? 55 minutes in. I was trying to do shorter stories. How does this happen? Give me a new chat. The U.S. Supreme Court is looking at a case that looks at birthright citizenship. Can you give me any kind of updates on what's going on there? Is there a video that goes in depth on this? Supreme Court is looking at a case. So Canada has birthright citizenship, which means if you're born on Canadian soil, you're a Canadian citizen. But it's becoming far more common now in many countries to remove it, because there's a lot of ways to abuse that system. I don't want to look at a map. Give me a second. I got Windows 8. Birthright citizenship map. Birthright citizenship map. Images. Which countries have birthright citizenship? I mean, they all pretty much look the same, right? Yeah, you can see that, like, North and South America are the only places where that law was common. And there's other things, like parents must also have been born in country to get birthright citizenship. That makes sense. Parents must be legal residents, limited to particular groups. Yeah, see, it's not common at all in Europe. Although South America, common there. Okay, here we are. The U.S. Supreme Court heard oral arguments yesterday in the high-profile case Trump versus Barbara, which directly challenges President Trump's January 20th, 2025 executive order attempting to limit birthright citizenship. So they've heard oral arguments, which means they're not going to have any kind of, I don't know if I want to get into this until no decision has been issued yet. Let's hear a shorter one.
But we start at the U.S. Supreme Court, where President Trump's effort to end birthright citizenship in the United States meets the test of questions from justices on the high court. So at issue today, is President Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship constitutional? President Trump made history, becoming the first sitting U.S. president to be present for those oral arguments at the U.S. Supreme Court. You see his vehicle right there.
So he went to them? Like, that's not common, is it?
Now, he's
pretty
back in
sure
the White
that's not
House as
common.
of this hour, but he attacked the court ahead of today's hearing. He criticized its ruling against his tariff policies. He also says his birthright executive order would stop what he calls the sale of U.S. citizenship around the world. Ultimately, the fate of that order rests with those justices. So here's some
Yeah,
of
I've heard a wide range of things. People paying surrogates to have their children in the U.S. so that they have ties that are U.S. citizens, which then it makes it easier to become a U.S. citizen if you have ties that are already U.S. citizens.
what the attorney arguing against the president had to say after court. Listen.
I come out of the court today with the thought of my parents and so many of our parents and ancestors who came to this country seeking refuge, seeking new opportunities, and who relied on the rule that we've had in this country for 150 years, that everyone born here is a United States citizen, all alike. And I am confident that the court is going to...
I mean, that's only common in North and South America, that rule. Across all of Europe, they don't have that. We just looked at a map.
turn back this president's effort to radically rewrite our 14th Amendment rule of birthright citizenship.
So let's talk to somebody who keeps me grounded and smart. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford joining us outside the Supreme Court. Okay, so you were there. You heard those oral arguments. First, take us through what you heard in a general sense, Jan.
Well, in the most general sense, Reed, I think we can all pretty much safely say that President Trump is going to lose another case in the Supreme Court. You mentioned he lost.
So this was like an executive order. This wasn't their House of Representatives passing a law. This was just an order from Trump. Because from what I understand, the president of the U.S. doesn't have the authority to remake the Constitution. But the House of Representatives can pass legislation to do so, right? This thing that the Supreme Court is debating, is this oral argument for an executive order from President Trump or an order from the House of Representatives? President Trump, or is it I mean, usually AI understands what I'm trying to say, what I want to figure out here. It's the oral argument for a challenge to an executive order issued by President Trump, not anything from the House of Representatives or Congress more broadly. Okay, the case, Trump. Okay, I don't actually want to go into detail. The House of Representatives played no role in issuing or passing this. Congress can change the Constitution in the US, correct? No, Congress cannot change the US Constitution on its own. The process for amending the Constitution is spelled out in Article 5. Congress plays a key role in proposing amendments, but it cannot unilaterally alter or change the Constitution. Any proposed amendment must also be ratified by the states. Ooh. Here's how it works in practice. The standard and only used path. Proposal by Congress. An amendment must pass by 2/3 vote in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Supermajority, not a simple majority. So that's hard to do. I think for something like this, you might be able to do that, though. The president has no role and cannot veto it. Ratification by the states. The proposed amendment then goes to the states. It becomes part of the Constitution only when ratified by 3/4 of the states. Whoa. So the 2/3 in Congress is hard to hit. The 3/4 of the states, that's really hard. States can ratify through their legislature or chosen by Congress through special state conventions. I mean, that's why changes are so slow, I guess. 3/4 of the states must ratify it. All 27 amendments to the Constitution so far have followed this Congress proposed state ratified route. No amendment has ever been proposed by the alternative method. The alternative path, never used. 2/3 of state legislators can petition Congress, call a national convention for proposing amendments. Any amendment that comes out that convention would still need to be ratified by 3/4 of the states. So it's still got to go through the hardest part. So 3 and 4 states have to agree. I mean, I don't see it getting through that way. Getting the 2/3 Congress to agree. The Republicans control Congress, but not a supermajority. And the states, I guess this is why it doesn't change very often and why he had to try it through an executive order. And given how there is absolutely no precedent for that, it's going to get shot down. But I mean, like, when we looked at the birthright citizenship map, can I go to that? Birthright citizenship map. Let's go this up for a second. Like, additional conditions apply. A lot of Europe has something with conditions. I mean, I think you should have it with conditions. Personally, like, I think Europe's been figuring this out. Canada, the US, and a lot of these countries are slow to pick it up. because, like, but holy crap, is it hard to change the Constitution in the US? Okay, go back to it.
Lost the tariffs case. He's not going to win this case either. These justices, through their questions, through their demeanor.
Yeah, he's not going to win at all. But him bringing it up brings it into the Overton window. Like it's the first step getting it changed. And now, if rather than ending it, add conditions to it and try and get that through Congress and try and get that through the states. And you might see success there. More likely success there than what he's doing right.
They clearly indicated today that they do not believe that President Trump can redefine what it means to be a citizen in this country by the sign of a pen with an executive order. That long-held understanding that if you're born on U.S. soil, you're a U.S. citizen. They do not believe that President Trump can just come in and say, unless, of course, your parents are here illegally.
This is a part of their Constitution, right? I want to say the 14th Amendment. Is birthright citizen a part of the U.S. Constitution? Or what is the 14th Amendment? I remember reading 14th Amendment somewhere. Let's see. Yes, birthright citizenship is explicitly part of the U.S. Constitution. So, I believe it was written, like, for the children of slaves. That is why it was adopted. And it's being used in obviously different ways now. Through the Citizenship Clause in the first sentence of Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. Exact text: all persons born or naturalized in the United States, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. This was ratified in 1868 as part of the post-Civil War amendments. Yeah, the slavery, right after slavery stuff. The fact that it's a part of the Constitution makes it incredibly hard for it to be changed. Is birthright citizenship in the Canadian Constitution? I'm guessing the Canadian Constitution is probably equally hard to change. No. Stop scrolling on. No, birthright citizenship is not a part of the Canadian Constitution. Canada grants citizenship to most people born on its soil, a principle called just souls or right of the soil. But this is established through ordinary legislation, primarily the Citizenship Act, rather than being enshrined in the Constitution. Changing the Constitution is the hard part. Key details on Canadian birthright citizenship, current rule. Under section blah blah blah, the Canadian Citizenship Act, a person is a Canadian citizen if they were born in Canada after February 15th, 1977. We added this a lot more recently, with very limited exceptions, such as children born to foreign diplomats. Okay. Reasonable exceptions. This has been the general approach since the first modern Canadian Citizenship Act in 1947. Like, I personally lean towards a style like Europe, with additional birthright citizenship, but with additional condition. I think there was a map that laid out what some of those conditions were. Here we go. So some places, the green, parents must also have been born in the country. You're a citizen automatically if your parents were also born. The orange, parents must be legal residents. Probably covering this with my camera. Can I make this bigger? Chart and new tab. Oh, let's see if we can zoom in. Yep. So the green, parents must also have been born in country. A lot of Europe, some of the big countries in Europe. Orange, parents must be legal residents. I mean, that just makes sense to me. The orange one. Poland, UK, Australia. Light blue, limited to particular groups. I mean, like that. I don't know why you do that one. Black, generally applicable, must apply though. Yeah. So North and South America are the places that do birthright citizenship just on birth. Back to the right side.
The questions were pretty clear from the get-go. The Chief Justice, starting right
But he's going to lose this, almost guaranteed.
off the bat, expressing pretty sharp skepticism when Trump's lawyer got up to make the case on his behalf. Of course, as you said, the president was there in that courtroom. I mean, he came in about 10 minutes till 10. Took his seat in the very front row of the public section. No special seat for the president. And that's where like cabinet officials typically sit. And he stayed throughout.
He is applying maximum pressure to try and get this changed.
The first half of the argument, heard his attorney, the Solicitor General, arguing on his behalf. And then I'd say about 7 minutes after that, he very quietly got up and left. And there was absolutely no change in the justices and their demeanor and their questions. You would have no idea the president was in that courtroom today from the beginning till when he left, till after the argument. You have no idea if we...
I mean, there was probably a change. There's no way the president sitting in like the first time is gonna not change things. Before Trump, has any president sat in on a Supreme Court reading like this one? Let's see, did it change? See the first? No. Before President Trump on April 1st, 2026, no sitting U.S. president has ever attended a Supreme Court oral argument. I mean, it's not that they can't, it's just they never have. This was widely reported as a historic first. Both the Supreme Court itself and the Supreme Court Historical Society confirmed there is no official record of any prior sitting president attending oral arguments during their time in office. President Trump attended the oral arguments in the birthright citizenship case, Trump versus Barbara, April 1st, 2026. He sat in the front row of the public gallery for roughly the first hour, while the Solicitor General argued for the administration. Left shortly after the challenger's lawyer began. The justice, he couldn't sit through it all. I mean, like, I don't blame him. I'm guessing that is dry stuff. There's a reason no president's gone before. The justices did not formally acknowledge his presence, and he remained a silent observer. I mean, like, shows he cares about it. I also personally would rather be in the orange section, where parents must be legal residents of the country, for you to automatically get citizenship. So I definitely lean that way. Maybe Canada will be able to change that. It's not part of our constitution, which makes it easier to change.
We hadn't got a heads up about it, and so we, of course, were watching to
Right.
see when he came in the courtroom.
So when is the decision expected to be announced, Jen?
Well, you know, on these big cases, and this one's argued pretty late in the term. I mean, it's, believe it or not, April, which I can't, you know, spring already. So this case I would not expect to get before the very end of June. Those cases, these big, weighty constitutional questions that sometimes divide the justices, take longer for them to write, and already we're kind of toward the end anyway. So the justices like to wrap up all their opinions, and they've got some big ones this term, Reed. They like to wrap those up by the end of June. That's when their session typically ends. I would expect this one they'll be able to do pretty quickly. I would think that this is going to be a case, again, that the Supreme Court is not going to be sharply divided on. I would guess maybe one or two justices may think Trump has a pretty good argument, but it's likely, I would expect.
Like, when you're a Supreme Court justice, you kind of have to, like, you got to vote based off the letter of the law, right? Like, Trump's opinion here is, to me, is reasonable. I don't know the exact thing he's trying to change, but moving birthright citizenship into some kind of alternative system, like any of the other alternative systems, like not getting rid of it entirely, but using parents must be born in the country or parents must be legal residents, adding some condition there, like that seems reasonable to me. I imagine to most of the judges it probably also seems reasonable, but this is in their constitution. To change their constitution, they have a very specific system that must be followed. I don't see Trump being able to go through that system. He did it with an executive order because he also doesn't think he can go through that system.
7-1.
So he's going to get shut down.
I mean, a 7-2, 8-1. But we'll see when that opinion comes out which way they go.
Jen Crawford calling the courts, and also love how you call basketball. Big fan. Thank you so much, friend.
Thank you.
Good to
Thanks.
talk to you. President Trump back at the White House now after listening to his Solicitor General make those arguments to keep that executive.
Like the first hour. How long did they go on for? How long did the oral arguments go on for? How long was he there? Roughly the first hour. Let's see. How far did he make it through? Oh, he got like halfway. 2 hours and 9 minutes. So it wasn't as long as I was thinking it was good.
Executive order in place. And CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us live. Weijia, the president left that Supreme Court after the government wrapped up their arguments. Why was it important for him to be right there in person in that public section
Pressure.
that Jan just mentioned?
Maximum pressure.
Well, that's the only section for the president. There isn't a determined place for any president because he is the first one sitting, at least, who has ever attended oral arguments. And that's for a very specific.
Either my camera's off middle or she's off middle, and they're slowly shifting her back towards the middle.
reason, Reed, because his predecessors wanted to make sure that there was a clear distance between the branches of government. They didn't want to appear as if they were trying to influence any case. But of course, this president is very
I mean, being there is an attempt to influence it.
different. He has made it very well known that he believes, especially the conservative justices who he nominated.
In my opinion, like his stance, I mean, what is he actually trying to do? Is Trump trying to completely remove birthright citizenship or just change it to have conditions? And if so, what are those conditions? Might as well.
Ought to be following
Does he want to abolish
his
it,
agenda. And so he had no problems about going there and listening to these arguments, which really shows how important this case is to President Trump. There have been other massive cases. In fact, we just got a ruling on the tariffs case, and that is the heart of his entire economic policy. He didn't even go listen.
Is that Pam Bondi? Isn't Pam Bondi? Did she just get fired? Oh, okay, I don't want to
to
get off
those
track.
arguments. So this should tell you how much he cares about this issue. In fact, as soon as he came to office this term on day one, he signed that executive order to end birthright citizenship. But as Jan just laid out, it doesn't appear that he's going.
So she says he wants to end it. Is that what he's trying to do? President Trump is not trying to completely remove birthright citizenship. Instead, his January 28, 2025 executive order seeks to narrow it by adding conditions based on the parent's immigration status at this time of the child's birth in the U.S. Parents' immigration status. So that parents must be legal residents. So he's trying to go orange on the map. Which, I mean, that's the one I want. I personally think Canada should go for.
Going to win this battle. Of course, it's something we expect he will continue to talk about, as he has done since he came here to the White House.
Well, and he's not only making headlines for that Supreme Court appearance and then his follow-up post on Truth Social, but he'll also make headlines later today when he addresses the American people regarding the war in Iran. What do you expect to hear from the president on that?
Okay,
Well,
now they're getting off topic. We're getting into his speech on the war. Okay, so that about clears it up for me, I think. In the end, oh, too much zoom. In the end, Trump, from my understanding, is trying to make his country go orange. But it's a part of the Constitution. The Constitution has to be changed in a very specific way in the U.S., and there's a very high bar to reach. What was it? 2/3 of Congress and then 3/4 of states. That's hard to change. I personally like orange more. I think that's the way we should be going. I'd like it if Canada go that way. It's not a part of our Constitution and should be easier for us to change. But Trump's getting shut down for sure. But hey, he's brought it up. It's in the Overton window. He gets more support. Maybe he can reach those thresholds, actually get it changed. All right, let's get this back to a normal size. All right. Close that. And we'll move on to another topic, which means to take down a timestamp. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to game more today. Here I am just continuously talking about the news. Oh, I want to save the favorite for last. NASA's Artemis 2. Okay. Can you find me a quick video that explains, that shows the launch and then explains NASA's Artemis 2's mission around the moon? Go launch. All right, here we go. So, what I understand, I was watching some NASA stuff recently. They're pushing to get a more permanent settlement, or just like a moon base set up, which is absolutely the way we should be going. Like, this is what NASA should be doing. Going for a moon base. Mars is way too far. Like, setting up a base space right now, have the International Space Station. Can do it. The moon, there's a bit more of a delay, obviously, like get stuff to the space station pretty quick. Whereas I think their full mission is 12 days. So it's like a 6-day journey to the moon. I mean, that delay obviously brings up a lot of problems, but these are problems we can solve. These are problems we must solve if we wish to venture further into space, which I personally would like to do in my lifetime. So this is a good undertaking for NASA. I think a good undertaking for humanity. Let's have a, let's see. NASA, Artemis 2, everything you need to know. Sounds like a great video.
3,
Everyday
2,
astronaut.
1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff. We rise together. Back to the moon.
We'll watch this in one shot. But there's also, at least on TikTok, a lot of videos of people in airplanes that were going by, recording the launch of the rocket going up, which are great.
3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff. We rise together. Back to the moon and beyond.
For the first time in my lifetime, humans are leaving low Earth orbit and heading back to the moon. In just a few days, NASA will attempt to launch Artemis 2, the first crewed lunar mission since Apollo.
A few days, we've done it. Oh. 3 days ago. Oh, okay. So we're going to listen to the mission.
17 in 1972. For those of you looking for a one-stop shop to get caught up before this historic mission, you're in the right place. We'll talk about the crew, the rocket, the spacecraft, the mission profile, and go over the timeline so you know exactly what to expect for Artemis 2. Okay, let's get started.
Which means that was not the actual space launch. This is too old.
Now before we begin, I wanted to invite you to watch this historic launch live with us in 4K.
Oh, they lit the booster.
I hope you can join us on launch day. Quick side note, all the music in this video comes from my new album, Direct to Orbit, which you can find by searching Everyday Astronaut wherever you stream music, like Spotify.
Am I going to have problems with the music? How long does the music go on? I want to listen to him talk about the astronaut.
Or Apple Music, so give it a listen to hype your. Okay, let's start off by going over the crew of Artemis 2.
Here we go.
Commander Reed Wiseman is a NASA astronaut and a 27-year Navy veteran and pilot.
Pretty sure there's a Canadian on this too.
He flew once to the ISS for Expedition 41 and 42 for 165 days and spent 13 hours as lead spacewalker on 2 spacewalks. Next up, we have Artemis 2 pilot Victor Glover, who's also a NASA astronaut and former US Navy captain. He flew to the ISS on Expedition 64-65 and was pilot on Crew 1, the first operational Crew Dragon mission. I also met him in 2018, so yeah, I'm pretty stoked to see him fly to the moon. Next up, we have mission specialist Christina Cook, who is also a NASA astronaut. She served as flight engineer on the ISS Expedition 59-16-61. Cook set a record for the longest single spaceflight by a woman with a total of 328 days in space, and participated in the first all-female spacewalk. Last but not least, we have Jeremy Hansen, a mission specialist from the Canadian Space Agency. That's right, for the first time in history, someone from outside of the United States and NASA will be flying to the moon. He was a fighter pilot in the Royal Canadian Air Force and later promoted to colonel. Amazingly, his flight around the moon will be his first space flight. You obviously likely noticed that I just listed 4 astronauts, which is an upgrade to the crew of 3 astronauts that Apollo could carry. So let's actually compare the spacecraft and the rockets of the Artemis and the Apollo program.
So, I don't have much history or knowledge history. Apollo was the original moon mission? Because it carried 3 astronauts, I remember that.
The spacecraft for the Artemis 2 mission is the Orion
Probably get
spacecraft.
into it.
Orion is wider at 5 meters wide versus Apollo's 3.9
Leg room! Let's go!
meters wide and has
It's still incredibly cramped.
about 9 cubic meters of volume versus about 6 cubic meters for
Okay,
Apollo.
okay. That's
So
I mean, like, if you're accounting for the extra person... Yeah.
it's roomier, like we mentioned. It can carry 4 astronauts, and it even has a toilet. It'll be the first spacecraft to have a toilet outside of low Earth orbit. Orion and its service
The space station has an orbit, but that's in low Earth orbit. Okay, so the first one, the toilet that's going out there.
module is 26.5 tons, making it a little bit lighter than the Apollo Command and Service module that weighed 28.8 tons.
Yeah, we got things
However,
lighter.
because of its small service module compared to Apollo, it can't get into low lunar orbit. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Next, let's take a look at the rocket that they're going to fly on, SLS, or the Space Launch System. This is the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built, with a little over 39 meganewtons of thrust. Most of the thrust at liftoff comes from the 2 Space Shuttle-derived solid rocket.
So, like, isn't SpaceX like the cheapest way to get stuff into space now? So is like SpaceX competing with NASA at building rockets? Go new chat. Is SpaceX competing with NASA at building rockets? Okay. So no, SpaceX is not competing with NASA at building rockets in the traditional sense of two rival organizations going head to head. Instead, the relationship is primarily one of partnership and collaboration, with SpaceX acting as a key commercial contractor for NASA while pursuing its own ambitious private goals. Okay. Key areas. I don't want to get into the depths of this. Is the Artemis 2 rocket built by SpaceX or by NASA? I assume it's going to be both of them. The Artemis 2 rocket is built by NASA with major contractors, not by SpaceX. Specifically, it uses NASA's Space Launch System rocket in its Block 1 configuration paired with the Orion spacecraft Artemis 2 launched on. Okay. Good launch. Key components. SpaceX role. SpaceX does not build or provide any part of the Artemis 2 rocket. Orion spacecraft. SpaceX involvement in the broader Artemis program is focused on later mission. So it's designed and built by SpaceX. So we have, designed and built by NASA. So you do have multiple groups, different rocket designs being created. In short, Artemis 2 relies entirely on NASA's SLS architecture, developed through contracting with Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, ULA, and others, not SpaceX. This contrasts with the more commercial elements NASA has incorporated to later Artemis flights. Okay, well, I don't want to talk about the later flights. Let's get back
boosters,
to this.
which provide about 16 meganewtons of thrust each for 32 meganewtons of thrust in total. So about 80%
It's done the job so far. It's gotten them into space.
of the liftoff thrust. Then it has 4 RS-25s also taken from the Space Shuttle program that provide about 7.4 meganewtons of thrust. On the ICPS, or the Interim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage, which is
It's crazy how much of it is just fuel to get to space. Got the actual payload up here, and then everything else below that is just fuel.
Its upper stage, it has a single RL-10C2 engine producing a modest 110 kilonewtons of thrust, but it's incredibly efficient at 462 seconds of specific impulse. Let's compare that to the Saturn V, which had 5 massive F1 engines that each produced 6.77 meganewtons of thrust. Then it had the second stage, or the S2, which had 5 J2 engines, and the third stage, or the S4B, had 1 J2 engine. SLS stands 98 meters tall, and its core is 8.5 meters wide and a little over 16 meters wide with its 2 massive solid rocket boosters on the side. The Saturn V stood 111 meters tall and 10 meters wide at the base. Despite having more thrust,
I like the Saturn V's design. What was the Saturn V? The Saturn V 4?
and more efficient engines on parts of the vehicle, SLS actually has less capability than the Saturn V, as it can only send about 27 tons to the moon, versus the Saturn V, which could throw a whopping 45 tons to the moon. Artemis II will be launching from Kennedy Space Center's LC-39B, which was formerly a Saturn V, Saturn 1B, and Space Shuttle pad. Artemis II is just a flyby of the moon. There will be no landing on the moon for this mission. It's similar to Apollo 8.
To pick up speed, they've got to circle the Earth in concentric circles that are getting larger.
As a full
I imagine they'll do the same thing around
shakedown of the Orion vehicle, but
just one pass.
unlike Apollo 8, it won't.
So we got to go through so much to get one pass around the moon.
Orbit the moon. It'll just be on a free return trajectory on a full 10-day mission. It won't be until Artemis 4 until we land on the moon again, and I'm working on
Artemis 4, we get to land on the moon. Oh, wait, this is 2. What is Artemis 3 supposed to do?
a full deep dive video on that and the future of Artemis missions, so stay tuned. During the countdown, there's a few things to pay attention to, so here's a rough overview of the timeline. The rocket will begin prop load at L-9 hours and 25 minutes. Obviously, that's much earlier than other rockets that do a load and go approach, like the Falcon.
I hear that in its launch window, they give it a window to set the launch off. It went really early.
9. You'll also notice I'm saying L-, which means time until launch, or launch minus, as opposed to terminal count, or T-, which has pauses in the count to allow for built-in holds to review data and transition to other phases of countdown. The ICPS Stage 2 will start prop load at L- 7 hours. The crew will start putting on their spacesuits around L- 5 hours and 40 minutes, which takes about an hour, after which they'll depart for the pad at L- 4 hours and 30 minutes. At L- 4 hours, they'll begin to board the Orion spacecraft, and they'll start doing suit leak checks and comms checks. Hatch will close at about L- 3 hours and 20 minutes, and from here on, there's
so this has all already happened, right? Does he talk about the mission?
They coast up until T plus 49 minutes and 49 seconds, when they'll fire up the second stage for the first time for only a few seconds to officially put them into a 2,000 kilometers at perigee, which takes a while from that altitude. So at T
I want to know what they're doing at the
plus
moon.
1 day and 1 hour and 37 minutes, Orion.
So in their 10-day space flight, 1 day is just these circles.
Will perform its own TLI, or translucent. At this point, their orbit is now officially raised to do a flyby of the moon.
Being stuck out there?
On days 2, 3, 4, and 5, there'll be some tests and things like CPR demonstrations, communications tests, and a handful of correction burns. At T plus 4 days, 21 hours, and 2 minutes, Orion will officially break the record for the furthest from Earth humans have ever been, beating Apollo 13's record of 400,171 kilometers, and will reach a peak distance of about 402,000 kilometers, just barely beating Apollo 13.
So it's got solar panels to give it electrical power.
Important distinction between Artemis 1 and 2 and other Artemis missions is that Artemis 2 is doing a free return trajectory around the moon, and it won't actually get into lunar orbit, or of course, like we said, won't land on the moon either. So after this point, the crew is basically falling back to Earth. At T plus 5 days, 1 hour and 23 minutes, it'll be the closest approach to the moon at about 7,400 kilometers above the lunar surface. On the way back on T plus 6, 7, 8 days, there's a handful of correction burns, there's radiation shielding demonstration, and a manual piloting demonstration. At T plus 9 days, 1 hour and 13 minutes, the crew module and service module will separate, exposing the heat shield of Orion prior to re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. At T plus 9 days, 1 hour and 33 minutes, Orion officially begins its entry interface as it begins to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. From here on out, we'll use altitudes as milestones. At about 11 kilometers, the forward cover will deploy in preparations for the parachutes deploying. At about 8 kilometers, the drogue chutes will deploy, and at about 3 kilometers, the main chutes will deploy. And finally, at about T plus 9 days, 1 hour and 4.
It takes 3 different types of parachutes to slow down on Earth entry. Just the amount of engineering that has to go into that. Terrifying. And that's just Earth re-entry.
46 minutes, Orion and the crew of Artemis 2 will splash down and be recovered within 2 hours. Welcome home. So that will complete their 10-day mission around the moon. This will be the furthest that humans have.
So it doesn't sound like other than photographing, they're really doing a whole lot. It's just proof to get back to the moon, show we can do this, that we can get supplies there. Like, we have people that already live in space on the International Space Station, right? So we've got that part of it solved. Now can we take them and put them, 5 days away on the moon? I really hope everything goes well, because I'm excited. I'm excited for what NASA's doing right. And we got a Canadian on there too, which is always great. All right. Well, I think those are the 3 stories that I wanted to get into today. Timestamp. Well, I should just split these. Okay, I'm gonna test that, because I've set this up. So if I Control S. Nothing's affected. Everything is still working. I should be able to pull up my stream. This is the one that's currently being recorded, because it's still recording. And this is the split. So rather than taking timestamps, I can just split them and edit them in chunks. That's going to make things easier. Takes a screenshot. Oh, I usually delete those screenshots. I've been playing around a little bit with using AI to try and create the screenshot, the thumbnail for you, because I try and upload stuff to YouTube on Elevation TV. And it's been pretty wild. For some reason, it really wants to make you screaming in your thumbnail. I'm guessing that's apparently what's popular in YouTube thumbnails. the streamer just screaming. I'm trying to tone that down a little bit. Let's see if I can find it. That one was hilarious. Oh, what did I use? Grok. Just while the game boots up. Are booting up, right? Thumbnail. Okay. That's one of the ones that I've gotten it down to. Like it's got a lot of stuff right for a quick generation, but it's got the name completely wrong. Like he's not bilingual. He got fired over being an English CEO. But other than the fact that it makes me look so angry, it actually did pretty well. I think this is more along the lines of what I'm gonna go with. Maybe, I don't know. I that's a part I'm still gonna play with to see if I can't figure that out. Let's see how the volume. Do I have to turn the game down? Maybe just a touch. And I don't know why this screen is always so loud. What do I got? Something. That one, Reese. I have a box? I've got a box. I'll open a box. Let's see if we get anything good. I don't have my VPN on, do I? Nightblade Irelia. The art looks good. You can see all the ones that I haven't been able to turn into actual essence yet because I want them. I'm gonna have to raise my standards at some point if I want to get actual skins. Okay, let's go. Oh, I gotta change my stream information. Okay. I'll be able to get this done before the game starts. If I can spell it all. I kind of like both these guys. Kind of comes down to what we need. I guess we got two.
In carnage, I bloom.
We don't have any kind of
in the dawn.
Feel the thorns embrace.
Alright, that's pretty balanced. League of Legends. Entertainment, ARAM. Up over here. Mayhem. Save all. Did it work? Yes. Alright. Timing was perfect. Alright, let's see what we got. I do a lot of damage, so vampirism would be good. Ooh, seeds with the W. No. I don't like you. I don't like the other one. I don't have anyone that'll heal me, right? She heals actually quite a bit. It's good. Good. Vagar's passive. Ability haste. Gotta get up there. Alright, Mike. You're not gonna be in my way today, are you? He is committing for that kill. He lost his life. He got first blood though. Ooh, Zach passive got burned. He might get up though. He did! Or Zach did not. Oh, leg. Give me a second. Don't attack. I have leg. Not fair. We're good. Usually it lags like once or twice in the beginning. And I'm just gonna stand there and take her, huh? She was lagging. Alright. How did we do in that? I guess not bad. You're gonna get caught. Man, you're not supposed to attack my plants. Stop attacking my plants. He's coming after me. Coming after me. I couldn't dodge that. Ooh, she's rooted. Oh, she's too close to the teleporter. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep rooting you when you do that. I got 2 flowers, 2 seeds. I gotta get to a good spot. Nice. Ooh, I got her at the very end of that. Can't wait till my plants actually start doing something. That is a one-way trip, buddy. Ooh, I got 2 power plants in there. But they were in range of the tower. The tower took care of them. Sucks. That is my bush. You don't get to go in that bush. Uh-oh. This Nunu is not going to have a good game. We got a lot of CC against him. Come in. Quite. I know. Here. Oh! Nice poke. Good poke. Alright. How's our passive doing? 52 AP. Like, on some people, Phenomenal Evil is just horrible. But if you can do good poke, good consistent poke, you can get that number way up. one more second. Ooh, they ran away. Yeah, that's why I didn't take the heal, but she heals. Surprising amount. Oh, you're gonna... Oh, no, no. Not today, buddy. I'm gonna go back to my spot.
Such a busy world.
No health. Got a heal coming up back there. Come on, get him. Get him. No! I forgot you can do that. Okay, I do not have the health to run up on these guys. You flat for it. It's decent because I mobilize a lot and I get a stack. Q's always good. Overthrow's fine. I don't know which way to go.
Double kill. Shut down.
I'm gonna go Q.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy
I won't burn.
shut down.
Yeah, they're not actually doing a lot of damage to me, so I don't think I need the extra health. They don't really have dive. There. Oh, if I just put a plant in his way, the plant stops the ball too. That didn't hit anyone. This ain't going hot. That's really nice how fast I can use the Q now. One of those. I gotta get out. I got a kill there though. Ooh, gold on the ground. Come on, no. Ooh, I did get him with that Q.
Ally has been slain.
Right there. Like, do you think he'll ever learn? I don't think that Nunu's ever gonna learn. It sucks, but when there's this much CC, you gotta build a tank. Ooh, gold, I want it. He's going in deep for the gold. That was a dodge. I gotta run. My plant's gonna get me aggro. Rumble ult. I've got 3 seconds until I can...
Enemy double kill. My prey thinks it's so
Okay. Everyone that was up there is dead. Let's not go that way. The first are still... Have they changed Shyvana's abilities at all? Ooh, I got it off. Crit. I'm not crit. Haste? I do not have a lot of ability haste. Magic missile or cheating?
Triple kill.
What am I gonna get the most value? Just, I can't not pick cheating when I see it.
Such a busy world. Shut down.
We got 3 gold ones so far.
An ally has
Phenomenal
been
Evils
slain.
up to 93.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Yeah, they burn now. Plants are officially annoying. he still got hit by that. Nunu has some kind of speed thing that is now getting him to be annoying. No, no, no. I don't want to die. She flashed for it.
An ally has been slain.
What did Nunu get? He didn't. I mean, that was just normal speed. It's not going well for us all of a sudden.
Enemy double kill.
We're doing that thing where we keep going out there one at a time and dying. Yeah. I gotta clear that wave. Now I'm wishing I picked that health thing.
Wait until my seeds take root.
Like, my plants do a lot of damage now. Oh, and I don't have my slow yet, but I'm close to having it. I kinda... Ooh. Wait, I can cheat. I don't have to wait. At all. I need 450 gold to finish that. And then I become super annoying. Oh my goodness. What is that? Why is that showing up? They're gonna fight. I don't have time to pick. I'm gonna go back and pick. Great, great, great. Eureka or Giant Slayer, I like both. They don't have a big health pool. The Giant Slayer just gives you that speed that keeps you alive. Oh my goodness, I caught him. Flashed out of that though. I mean, I got the flash on the guy that's scary. I'm gonna go down though. Maybe not, maybe not. Like, dying here would be very bad. Ooh, don't hit me! Oh my goodness. He wanted that so bad. Meanwhile, our Zac got absolutely demolished. I mean, she traded herself for me, and I was barely alive. Okay, that's good. He's the one you need to get, though. They're Aphelios. It's just doing so much damage. If you don't kill him, we lose. And nobody even targeted him. Okay, that you're not gonna get him. Oh, he almost killed me, and I walked into his range for like half a second. Ooh, no. Not today. I got him at the tail end of that one. Let's wait to see him come back with that ball. Come back over here somewhere. Or maybe not. He ran off. Oh, there it is. When he sacrifices himself like that, it does go our way. Ooh, I might burn down. Yep. He got me with his ult. I'd used my ult already though, so it's not. Remember, I can still cheat. You gotta get him. You gotta get him. He's the one that's gonna kill everyone. We're not on target at all. I mean, she's annoying, but he's the damage right now.
Enemy double kill.
Well,
Aced.
that leaves me to defend the base. For 20 seconds. This is gonna be rough.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Oh, I can't get hit by that. No. Why are you all ulting for me? I heal in base, that's right. They can't kill me. Oh, no. Come on, get back into base. Get back into base where I cannot die. Beautiful. Let's do this. Come on, get on him. I got plants on him. Do it. Kill them. That was our best bet. Try to catch him off guard somehow. What do I even build next? I mean, like, that's good damage. I mean, Shyvana's pretty good late game. Give me goals. I mean, she just went out there and destroyed all three of them. Like, that's what I like to see. Maybe she's online now. Oh, I want to grab it. Like, that gives us a chance. Steal that one minion. I'm gonna try and catch this one. Oh shit. He does so much damage too. Oh. She does so much damage too. I need this. I mean, our Shyvana might bring us back in. They got him. They got both of them. The two big dealers. He's got his ult up. He's healing. We might be able to push this. We were winning, and then we were losing. And I think we might be winning again. They did get our Shyvana though. Might have to wait for her
Your team has
before we
destroyed.
engage in the final team fight. No, they're gonna commit. They wanna try and end. Ooh, and I've got speed on my side.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good at all. Ooh. He overestimated himself. I didn't even realize I was dying. They have so much damage. Yeah. They're desperate. They're trying really hard. She might get taken down here. Yeah, that might be game. That is game. Unless they murder themselves. Oh my goodness! What happened to all my plants? I didn't have my ult and I was trying to ult. I mean, like, they might be throwing killers. Jhin. So much damage. It looks like they could have ended and they chose not to, which means we're gonna win. Absolutely. Give them no quarter. Pick that bush. Good. I gotta check all the bushes so someone doesn't get behind us. He's trying to burn that wave down. He's worried. Come on, come on. Oh, I got an ult on her. That first. If I see that, I have to zone Yas. Where's our Shyvana? She doesn't have ult yet. We should not have gone in. Give me more haste. More haste. Yeah, she had to go in before her ult. I mean, I'm gonna be up in a couple seconds, but I can't stop this. Ooh. I'm gonna die in a second. Oh.
Defeat.
Shyvana did well. Get a Senna. She did okay. Yeah, they're Felios. All their damage. Nobody was getting on to them. Although their Ash was pretty scary there at the end too. Thanks.
Demonstration of superior judgment.
Let's see what other people got. I don't really like her as AP. We need an AP threat. Cassidon's not great. There are a whole variety of the Mayhem effects that can make him significantly better. My camera is off center. Maybe it wasn't the lady standing off center. Okay, we got in here pretty quick. Oh, earthquake. I think that's a have to have. I don't think it matters. You gotta go earthquake. What's their team look like? Assassin, bunch of tanks, bunch of health and assassin. A little bit of consistency. Well, it's been a while since I played cast. Want huge amounts of mana. Huge amounts of mana. Yeah, let's go that way. Do that. Someone took the ping thrower. Oh, that's so annoying. I freaking hate that one so much. I'll pack this if I can. The ping thrower is gonna be so goddamn annoying. Why? No, no, no. Killed someone, but I died pretty quickly. Those 2 items I want. Actually, those 3 items I want. I just don't know what order to get them. At least this guy, he's clearly got it on a hotkey. The missing thing. I usually just avoid that one because I don't want to go and hotkey it. Come, jump to me. Ooh. We'll go and attack that. So he committed and lost far more health. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. She's really good with that. The E that throws her back and she can teleport to you. Okay, got another one. Focus on this minion. Got him. Oh. Why are you coming out? Ooh, I have my terror. My ult's gonna be so dirty. I want to build a little bit tanky, I think. Because their only real way to kill me is their assassin. So if I get a little bit of AP tank. Then I can jump in there and my earthquake can be absolutely devastating. Was I dead? I don't know if I was dead yet, guys. I mean, I was definitely on the way to dying. Alliance probably is the best bet. Damaging enemies, yeah. Heal, I don't do a lot of that. Look at this. That. Should I even go this way? Alt cooldown. Oh, I'm grounded? I forgot I gotta avoid that with him. hit her with that? I did not. Nope. I don't want him. He's gonna. Want you. Got it pretty good. We did a lot of damage. Yeah. Get him! Get him! Get him! Okay, where is she? Here. Okay, we got a guy behind us. Come on. He'll die. And we got a credit on him. He was trying to execute. How come I'm so big? Oh, Goliath. Means I gotta lean into the health aspect of this. Ooh, get out of the way, and then kill him. Keep thinking my ult's on a shorter cooldown. I do heal. Oh my goodness. Get out, get out, get out. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Oh no, I don't think we wanna pull down here. Here we go! Oh, come on. That. We'll go this way. I'm taking. After this item. Spirit message. Give me that health and magic resist. Goliath works better with health. Oh, why are you committing? This is not the time. Oh, lag. Oh. Run. I'm alive? Am I alive? Am I still alive? I'm not alive. That was bad lag.
Aced.
That hasn't happened yet. No, no crit. Ooh, that's beautiful, but so is buff buddies.
Your team
Like
has
this.
destroyed a turret.
This with Goliath. How much mana I have.
An enemy has been slain.
Almost 6k health. I'm basically a tank.
Triple kill.
I say as our Alawi just decimates their entire team. Let's go. Into that town. I mean, this is 9 minutes. We're knocking on the door of their base. This is a smashing. Although it does make me a target for his ult. Come to me. I have like max jump ability here. Let's go. Don't mess with the max jump. Oh god, I'm gonna die. No. At least I didn't get to see it because of the lag. Someone's skin must be causing it. Maybe it's something in the settings. I mean, I got a 50-70. Increase image stability at the cost of performance. Okay, we're back. We're back. Come to me. Yeah, it's decimation. Boom, bada, bada, bada. That guy that got the missing ping, I don't think he's used it all that much. I can't step between him and my team. Because his alt action does huge damage when you got this kind of health. She had the most damage too. I had the least damage. I built a little bit of tank into my build. I mean, everyone else was just doing huge. Oh, she had the void. I mean, as soon as you get a couple prismatic, anything can happen. Characters that usually aren't great can suddenly become absolutely deadly. I'll play one more.
I will bury the world in ice.
That degree of clickiness.
Nice to meet you. I'm hungry. I mean, Briar.
Go ahead, a Briar. Look at that. I need AP. Oh, someone went Lysandra. Alright. They're changing too much. Stop changing right at the end. How am I supposed to make a build? If you're always changing. Now, what way to build her? Let me see the enemy team again. Damage, tank. Tank. You know, I think I build her damage. No, don't want that. Your healing and shielding also increases. I'm not healing anybody but myself. Alt makes you invulnerable. That might be really good on her. Or it might suck. Because her alt is just her huge damage. Can I justify not going Goliath for that?
Minions have spawned.
I think I need to be a health pool.
From teacher to student, there must be experience.
This,
You will
that.
not be disappointed.
Let's go.
I know. I need to get don't care where I'm going.
Guys. Push them away. All my abilities are down. Their graves got draw the sword right away. That is gonna be rough. And we have a bunch of dives. Like we don't have any poke cancel. I'm gonna try and kill him here. Oh, that feels so satisfying.
Shut down.
Oh, it's so satisfying. I mean, our team's getting absolutely wrecked, but I got a quadra kill. What does that matter? And that CC is rough. Okay, I got my ult. I want to hit that fellow with it. But we'll just see what happens. Oh, I thought... No, I don't want to die. Yeah, they've got so much CC. I'm taking more physical damage. But they have three people going AP.
Revealed themselves to me.
Oh, I'm gonna die if I don't. I might still die. Oh, guys, that is not. Yeah, we got no poke. This is not gonna go our way at all. But I'm gonna go positive. Absolutely. What? I mean, I can change my build a little bit.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I like the collective.
If only I could pay it one more visit.
Let's go that way. We're going. No, oh, I got it. So we got him, but it takes everything to kill that Graves.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Yeah, and their Lee Sin's gonna be scary too later on. I don't want to go in there. Hello.
Limiters disabled.
I don't even think the collector's going to be able to save me here. Like when you draw the sword, how much you heal off your auto attacks is just disgusting. I got a kill. I got collector. Need something that gets me damage shield ratio.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Stim activate. I can taste them.
We kind of want to try committing. Not good, not good, not good. And then I get hit with so much CC when I go in. I can just you get stuck. Let's see if we'll FF. I don't see anything being able to beat that Graves at least at this point. Like I was stunned that whole time.
Has been slain.
I mean, even just killing that guy. Well, there we go. You just have to not have either of their... This heals me a lot, right? Yeah. Oh shit. I guess we're going in. I mean, like... That wasn't bad.
An ally has been slain.
But I wouldn't exactly have called that good either. We managed to kill their two OP people. I mean, maybe this isn't over. I'll try and get on their I mean, that's not the person I was trying to kill. That was the person I was trying to kill. With the autos, sometimes I have no idea who I'm attacking. He just runs off and fights whoever she wants with her auto ability. And you're just kind of at the mercy of it. Man, like, he does so much damage. He's built crit, right? Where's that anti-crit item? I'll have to find it next. This might be a little aggressive. No. This is not what I wanted. Alright. Wait till I can get that back. Let's go. Heal up.
We're in the
4,
chalk.
3, 2. Alright. Somewhere over here. That is not who I wanted to go for. I mean, I'll take that. Yes, get him. He's out of position. He's out of position. Beautiful. Oh no, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Alright. Alright. I like that. I've gotten bigger. I mean, we can just demolish these towers. Don't go in there. What are you doing? There's a whole team coming out.
An ally has been slain.
I hate that. I'm gonna have to try and portal. Man, like they threw so hard. I'm gonna take that. We actually got some crit. This item, 30% less from crit. We don't got any towers left. I mean, for how much our team got decimated, I went positive. It's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see. Alright, I think I got time for one more. Off. She had a couple walls. Terrible. Yes. Oh. Yeah, the Graves getting draw the sword right away. It's rough. You have to focus him from pretty much then on.
With eyes unclouded.
Got a lot of choice. We already... Oh. So much choice. It's all gone. really like swaying. Zach is one of those ones that if he gets the right combo setup, like the circle of death, he just wins the game. Kind of like Graves and Draw the Sword.
Close the gate behind you.
Oh, that's good. Do damage over time, no. That's pretty good. Decent. None of them are great. But she does auto attack quite often. Yeah, damage in an enemy fires borrows, each dealing max health damage. F5 they knock back. I guess I do have a tank. Archmage, we'll pull. I'll do the Polar Blaster off.
Only I could say it one more visit. Until next
Minions
time.
have spawned.
Out we go.
The night is too dark. I want more colors.
Nope, okay. Let's do this. Here. Oh, she got out of that with the teleporter. She still took a lot of damage.
Smaller than the diagram.
Oh, that was a... Come on. Stop the leg. Stop the leg. Why am I not moving away? Oh gosh, what's going on? Cast and Sleepy Trouble Bubble for like 5 minutes. It must be a skin. It's probably those oversized stupid things. Yeah, like these. Is it over? Is the lag over you? Maybe. Okay, that was a weird flash. I mean, I don't know what's really going on, but we're winning. And then double bubble. So much damage. Oh, she went the other way. Hey, she's gonna be. Did I get that kill on him? I did not. He's low. I got minions in my way. There we go. Somebody's got to get these minions. I don't know what's going on up there, but it's not good. How did he must have jumped too close to him. How are we doing? 10-9, pretty even game.
An enemy has been slain. Executed.
Oh, she got it.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright. Hopefully the lag is all gone. Go back to just being a nightmare. Look at all those corals. No, that's
You have slain
Ooh, stay away! Don't bring that over to me. It didn't kill him! I thought for sure that was gonna kill him. I hit him there somehow. Like her Q is an AoE. So sometimes you can get just go towards the minion wave and you can get hits on people.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Ooh. Are you gonna ult? The hard no. Thought he was jumping into ult. There we go. I hit a couple of them with that. I like the idea. Come on. Oh no, I don't actually want to fight you. My W is never up at the right time. Oh, hit the mic. Give me a second. Ooh, dangerous, dangerous. No. I will not die without a fight. Another one. Ooh, I hit it with both parts. After using, I use the teleport a lot, right? Oh crap. Two of them. That one's fine.
enemy killing spree. An enemy has been slain.
I don't think I've ever used the devil on your shoulders. So we're gonna try it.
Shut down.
So I lose health, but then I also heal. Like those. And I get bonus true damage on them. Alright. So far it seems pretty nice. Do I have to damage enemy champions to get the orbs? It looks like that's how it works. Oh, get that too! Oh. Yeah, you damage enemy champions and then you drop orbs. Okay. Is it percentage health? Health, great. Oh, it's 15% true damage. Your current health per second. I don't like him that much. not good. Our tank way overcommitted. Way overcommitted. And when we went in there to try and help him, it was just GG. Yeah, that cost us a lot. Come on. Oh, he teleported. I'm gonna have this up in a second. Oh, give me. Did he drop any more? Heal. I need to keep grabbing those. Oh, no, 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 no! I'm so low health. No idea what Just doing the stupid continuous. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you're gonna hit that, and I'm gonna come and I'm just gonna tap on you. Oh, it looks like he lost. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Felt cause Archmage 2. I don't know what he's pinging out there. But I need that heal. Oh, it went away. I mean, the health drain isn't that. I mean, the positive effects aren't particularly good. Okay, where do I want to send this? They're running from us. No, no, no. Killing tongue is great. Like, you almost need to build some stuff to heal yourself if you get this devil on your shoulder. At least a spirit visage so that the heals. What? Oh, I was just out of range. Okay, they've gone in. I want out. Probably gonna be double explode. Not gonna happen. Alright. Well, I'm gonna be getting off. We do some editing here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll probably be on tomorrow. Talk about the news a little bit. I might not be on for as long. You know, the whole Easter Friday. So, we'll see. Have a good night. Now. I gotta stop.